Korea has claimed 6 out of 9 gold medals in short track speed skating at the 2025 Asian Winter Games, securing second place overall in the medal tally behind host country China as of Sunday.
2025 하얼빈 동계 아시안 게임 쇼트트랙 종목에서 우리나라 대표팀이 9개 금메달 중 6개를 따내며 어제 일요일 기준 메달 집계에서 개최국 중국에 이어 종합 2위를 달리고 있습니다.
Yeah, so I was fixated watching this all weekend. The Asian Winter Games are in full swing at the moment, and South Korea, or Korea, has come back.
Yeah.
Because at the 2022 Winter, the Winter Olympics, there was sort of a poor performance. The team didn't meet expectations, but winning 6 out of 9 gold medals at stake. The only events that Korea did not win gold was the men's 500 and the 2 relays, unfortunately. The men's and women's relay events, unfortunately, Korea did not medal in that. But it looks like, Choi Min-jung,
Yep.
she was the big winner. She captured 3 gold medals, as well as Kim Gil-lee, one of the top aces on the Korean team. And on the men's side, at the 1,000-meter event yesterday, Park Ji-won is Korea's ace. But a youngster named Chang Sung-woo, he's the next generation. He won gold medal in the 1,000. So we might be seeing a changing of the guard very soon.
Yeah, exactly. I noticed that you used the word medal as a verb earlier on.
To medal.
Yeah, to
Yes,
medal. So I thought that was interesting because we know it as a noun.
Sure.
You win a medal. But yeah, you can also medal. 동사로서도
Yeah.
메달을 따다.
It means to win a medal,
그렇죠.
basically, right?
예, 이렇게 쓸 수도 있습니다. So Korea has won 6 gold medals
Yep.
from short track speed skating.
Yes, so 9 gold medals were at stake.
Yep.
Overall, in the medal standings, Korea ranks second, behind China. Obviously, the Asian Winter Games are a relatively young sort of event, but this year it seems like there's a lot of exposure. It's happening in Harbin at the moment, and it runs until this weekend. So
Does it?
there's a
Okay.
lot more competition ahead.
All right. Now, Korea has secured second place overall.
Yeah, as of Sunday. So
Yeah.
if you secure something, there's 2 meanings to this. So you can obtain or achieve something, like in this case, or if you secure something, you make it safe or protected. So in this case, it means to obtain or to achieve.
네. 자, secure는 S-E-C-U-R-E. 뭔가를 확보하거나 획득하다라는 뜻이 있어서요. 2위 자리를 지금 확보했다. 일요일 기준 그렇다라는 얘기. Korea, or South Korea, as we say it internationally, has secured second place overall in the medal tally.
Yeah, so a tally is a record, right? Or an account of things. So the medal tally would just simply mean the medal standings or the medal rankings.
That's right. T-A-L-L-Y, tally. That's when you count the numbers, normally by 5s.
Yeah.
And the medal tally in this case means how many medals you've won overall. So it's the ranking.
Right. So another example is a vote tally. So when you pick your class president
Yeah.
on the chalkboard, well, a long time ago, chalkboard. In Korea, you use the parejong, right? Parejong
Yes.
to count by 5s. But
Yeah.
of course, in North
the West.
America, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a
Yeah.
5, right?
Same in England
That's
as
a
well.
tally. Yep.
그래요. 이렇게 5개씩 긋는 방식도 서양과 동양이 좀 달라요. 사실 동양도 제가 다른 나라는 모르겠어요. 우리는 이제
In Korea,
발을
at
정자를
least.
쓰죠.
Yeah.
일본과 중국 궁금하네요.
I
거기도
wonder.
발을 정자를 쓰나? 그래서 좀 궁금합니다. 혹시 여러분 아시면
It's a good
알려주시고요.
question.
네, 서양에서는 똑같이 이제 세로로 된 짝대기 4개, 그 다음에 이제 대각선으로 하나 이렇게 해가지고 5개씩 묶어서 씁니다.
Right.
네.
When you tally something.
That's right. Tallying as a verb in that case. 여기서는 명사고요. medal tally. 그래서 세어지는 그 숫자니까 종합 메달 순위를 말하고 있는 겁니다. 이 경우에는요. Alright, well, let me read this one more time. Korea has claimed 6 out of 9 gold medals in short track speed skating at the 2025 Asian Winter Games, securing second place overall in the medal tally behind host country China as of Sunday. Let's move on to the next headline.
Korea's Park Yoon-jae has claimed the top honor at a renowned ballet competition for young dancers in Switzerland, making history as the first Korean ballerino to win first place at the event.
어린 발레 무용수들의 등용문인 스위스 로잔 발레 콩쿠르에서 우리나라의 박윤재 발레리노가 우승을 차지했습니다. 한국 남자 무용수가 이 대회에서 우승한 건 이번이 처음입니다. Wow, congratulations to Park Yun-jae.
Yeah, so this event, it's officially known as the 2025 Prix de Lausanne. In English, that would mean the Lausanne Prize, right? In 2025 in Switzerland. So Park Yun-jae is a 16-year-old, and this competition, it's a dance competition mainly for ballet, and it's for up-and-coming ballerinos and ballerinas aged 15 through 18.
Yeah.
He's not the first Korean to win here. The first was back in 1985 when Kang Soo-jin won. She was a famed ballerina,
Yeah.
but as a ballerino, as a male dancer, he is the first one. So congratulations to him.
강수진 발레리나 이후 처음이군요.
Yeah?
아, 그
No.
남자.
He's the first male to win. There have been other females to win this competition or medal here.
Got it, got it. Aha. So Kang Soo-jin was the first female, so the first ballerina
Yes.
to win this competition. And now Park Yun-jae has become the first ballerino.
And
to
often,
win it.
yes, and oftentimes this is a sort of a launching pad for ballerinos and ballerinas, and they often go on to star at famous ballet troupes around the
Sure.
world when they get
Exactly.
older.
All right, let's look at the word renowned.
Yeah, if something's renowned, it means it's famous or acclaimed, esteemed, prominent.
The spelling makes it look like it might be renowned, but it's not.
It's an ow sound.
아우,
Yeah,
네,
renowned.
그렇습니다. 발음 헷갈릴 수 있는데요. renowned 이렇게 발음하고요. R-E-N-O-W-N-E-D 이렇게 씁니다. What about to make history?
Yeah, it's simply like it says, it's to do something that'll be remembered or influence sort of the course of history, something significant. You can also say to rewrite history. We've heard
Yeah,
that when a record is broken.
네, 그렇습니다. 아까 그 유명하다, renowned에 이어서 역사에 남는다, to make history라는 표현 같은 문장 안에 종종 나오죠?
Yeah,
네.
if something's unprecedented. Right?
그렇죠. 네, make history. 자, 그러면 다시 한번 제가 읽어보겠습니다. Korea's Park Yun-jae has claimed the top honor at a renowned ballet competition for young dancers in Switzerland, making history as the first Korean ballerino to win first place at the event.
The recent alarming spread of influenza has decreased for the fourth consecutive week, but still remains over 3.5 times the yearly average, according to the Korea Disease Control and Prevention Agency.
질병관리본부는 국내 독감 환자 수가 최근 4주 연속 줄어들고는 있으나 2025 절기 독감 유행 기준으로 3.5배가 넘는 수치를 여전히 유지 중이라고 발표했습니다.
Yeah, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago about
Yeah.
how influenza cases are on the rise. So what the KDCA does is they measure the rate of suspected patients. And the fifth week of January, that number was at 30.4 per 1,000 patients. And it's down from a peak of 99.8 back on the first week of January. So it is decreasing, but it's still 3.5 times higher than the actual average of 8.6. So it's still out there, the bug. Be careful, but it is waning.
Waning means reducing, going down, decreasing.
Gradually.
Gradually, exactly. So, yeah, a lot of people, and I know many people around me who've had the flu.
Myself
and-
included.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And it seems like it was worse this year than before, like
Yeah.
the symptoms and everything. And
Yeah,
how
I feel
long
like it.
went on.
I
Yeah.
don't know what the scientific reasoning for that is, but children are actually more prone because I believe their immune systems are still developing. But
Yeah.
7 to 12-year-olds are still being infected at a rate of 50 per thousand children and 13 through 18-year-olds, but also the elderly. If you're 65 and over, if you contract the flu, it could lead to other sort of health issues. So you need to be careful out there.
All these stats are quite alarming.
Yes. So if something is alarming, it's surprising, it's distressing or frightening.
알람이라는 게 우리 아침에 깨우기 위한 알람도 있고 그다음에 이제 화재 경보기도 알람 영어로는 fire alarm이라고 표현을 하죠. 그런 거 이렇게 윙윙 소리가 나는 그런 경종 그게 알람인데 alarming이라는 형용사를 썼을 때는 이제 그만큼 놀랄만하다
Yes.
이런 뜻이 있습니다.
Something that causes fear.
Exactly. And still remaining.
Yeah, so this expression, it's interesting. It means to continue to be in this sort of same state or condition. But
Yeah.
if you look at the term still and remains, it's redundant. But native speakers will say this a lot
Yeah.
because oftentimes if you put this into a word processor like Word, it'll underline it and recommend actually removing the still.
Got
Because you
it.
can just say remains and it'll mean the same thing.
아직도 뭐뭐하다. 아직도 이런 상태다. It still remains over 3.5 times. 이제 3.5배라는 뜻인데요. 이거는 영어로 3.5 times 해도 되고 3.5 times라고 해도 돼요.
Yeah, I read it like that because it sounds more natural.
네, 둘 다 가능합니다. 그리고 일상 대화 속에서는 I have influenza 이렇게 안 하고요. I have the flu.
The flu.
이렇게 줄여서 얘기를 하죠. 자, 다시 한번 제가 읽어보겠습니다. The recent alarming spread of influenza has decreased for the fourth consecutive week, but still remains over 3.5 times the yearly average, according to the Korea Disease Control and Prevention Agency. Let's move on.
A stream outside Argentina's capital of Buenos Aires has turned crimson red, raising fears among residents, with local officials suspecting the presence of a toxic substance called aniline.
아르헨티나 수도 부에노스아이레스 교외의 한 하천이 짙은 빨간색으로 변해 주민들의 우려가 커지는 가운데 현지 당국은 강물에 유독성 물질인 아날린이 섞여든 것으로 의심하고 있습니다.
Yeah, so this area is home to many what are called tanneries. And tanneries are industrial manufacturing sort of facilities when you make leather. So you take animal hide
Right.
and you tan it with a color. And in the process, chemicals are used. And what many residents there fear is that these chemicals are being dumped into the nearby stream. And if you look at a picture of it, it really does look like the stream
Yeah.
is almost not even crimson. It almost looks like blood red.
Oh, really?
It's a very bright red there. And
Is it more of a scarlet color?
kind of a scarlet. It's a deeper, sort of darker
Oh,
red.
okay, deeper, darker.
And local officials, they're investigating at the moment. The initial sort of assessment is that it's an organic sort of dye that's being dumped in there.
Got it.
Possibly suggesting that it might not be harmful, but in any case, there have been suspicions by residents that of pollution by industries just sort of dumping these chemicals in the stream.
Yeah, and the chemical that's being suspected is aniline.
Aniline.
우리말로 아닐린인데 제가 아까 아날린이라고 했나 봐요. 아닐린. 네. Aniline in English. Is suspected to be in the waters right now.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at our first expression, and that is to raise fears.
Yes. So the residents are fearful, but it's causing people to be afraid or worried when it's raising the fears.
네. 우려를 불러일으키는 것, raise fears라고 하죠. And suspecting the presence of something.
Yeah. So if you suspect something, you're imagining or something to be true or to exist, and the presence of something is the existence of something. So they're suspecting that this sort of phenomena is caused by this chemical, the presence of this chemical.
Yeah, exactly. 무언가의 존재가 presence고 suspecting은 의심하는 거니까요. Suspecting the presence of A. A의 존재를 의심한다.
Yeah.
예, 아까 얘기했던 그 아닐린이라는 유독성 물질이 들어있을 것이다. 이렇게 의심이 되는 상황이네요. 자, 다시 한번 제가 읽어보겠습니다. A stream outside Argentina's capital of Buenos Aires has turned crimson red, raising fears among residents, with local officials suspecting the presence of a toxic substance called aniline. All right, let's move on.
New research published in Scientific Reports indicates that while the likelihood of space debris striking an airplane is low, the risk is increasing due to growth in both the aviation and spaceflight industries.
우주 잔해가 비행기와 충돌할 가능성이 비록 현재는 낮더라도 항공산업과 우주산업이 둘 다 성장함에 따라 앞으로 그 위험이 점점 더 커질 것이라 진단한 논문이 과학저널 Scientific Report지에 발표됐습니다.
Yeah, so, space junk is an actual concern. There's a lot of artificial sort of substances and equipment that are just floating above the Earth just because from all the... It doesn't go anywhere, right? And it does orbit the Earth, and oftentimes these, because of the pull of gravity from
Yep.
Earth, they fall into the atmosphere and fall to Earth, which is sort of a danger here. And scientists predict there are about 50,000 pieces of space junk right now, larger than the size of a softball, floating near Earth. And the danger is that one of these things could actually hit an airplane, for example, or something else, people on the ground. And what they found out was that places near the eastern seaboard of North America and along the west, the Pacific Northwest, near Vancouver and Seattle, they had about a 25% chance each year of being disrupted by this re-entry of space
25%.
debris. And in the news, obviously, in recent days and weeks, there have been many high-profile airline disasters that have occurred, and certainly we don't want something like this to occur anytime soon.
Right. When we talk about the likelihood of something, we're talking
Yeah.
about something being literally likely to happen, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's the probability or the possibility of something to happen. The likelihood, you can just interchange it with probability.
Or possibility?
Possibility, the chance of something
The chance.
happening.
아, 그러네요. 다 대체할 수 있는 단어가 많네요.
Yeah, and there's a similar word, likeliness. The likeliness of something to happen is the same meaning as likelihood.
네. 자, 일단 스펠링은요. likelihood가 되겠습니다. likelihood. 이게 가능성이란 뜻이 있어서 the likelihood of something. So the likelihood of me becoming a football player is 0.
0.0.
0.0%. 자, the likelihood, percentage, chance, possibility, probability 다 비슷한 의미가 되겠죠.
Although you never know. You could take it up as a hobby, Sue. No?
0.0% Shane.
Yeah? No? Okay.
Not a football player. But I do enjoy watching what you call soccer. No, the other football, not
Yeah.
American football.
Right.
Anyway, the next one, aviation industry.
Yeah, aviation industry. Aviation is anything having to do with the operation of an aircraft, an airplane. Aviation is sort of the broader term than airline because there's the aviation industry and there's the airline industry. And
Right.
the airline industry is sort of the business and services when we talk about passengers and cargo.
Yeah.
Basically all the passenger planes that we take. But the aviation industry includes the airline industry, but also these sectors that sort of manufacture and maintain the activities that support air travel.
그렇죠. aviation이라는 게 항공이라는 뜻이라서 aviation industry는 항공 산업이고요. 이 어원이 날다예요. 그래서 우리가 조류 독감할 때 avian influenza라고 하죠. 그래서 이제 날아다니는 새들의 그 독감, avian influenza. 줄여서 그냥 bird flu라고
Right.
얘기하기도 하는데 거기서 이제 같은 어원이라고 보면 되겠고 나는 그 새, 뭐 아니면 여기서는 날고 있는 그 항공기라는 뜻이 되겠죠.
So, for example, the Wright brothers, you would say, are the fathers of aviation.
Yes.
You wouldn't say airline in that case.
That's right. Airlines 하면은 좀 더 이제 고객 중심의 그 서비스.
The companies, right?
그렇죠. 예, 그래서 항공업체들의 산업을 얘기하는 것 같고요. 그게 좀 더 작은 범주라고 보면 되겠고, aviation industry가 더 광범위한 그런 범위겠죠.
Space aviation is another example. You would say space aviation, so anything that flies, pretty
Yeah,
much.
exactly. 다시 한번 제가 읽어보겠습니다. New research published in Scientific Reports indicates that while the likelihood of space debris striking an airplane is low, the risk is increasing due to growth in both the aviation and space flight industries. All right, well, that's it for the headlines.
The nation faced a tax revenue shortfall of over 30 trillion won for the second consecutive year in 2024, according to the Finance Ministry.
네, 기획재정부에 따르면 지난해 국세가 30조 원 넘게 덜 거치면서 2년 연속 세수 결손이 발생한 것으로 나타났습니다. Tell us more.
So to be exact, the total is 336.5 trillion won in taxes that was collected in 2024. It was down 8.4% on the forecast for the 2024 budget planning process. And it's a decrease of 7.5 trillion won year on. And in 2023, we had the tax revenue deficit reaching 56 trillion won, So why are we losing this much? Why is there this shortfall? It's a decline in corporate tax revenue. There was an on-year decline of 17.9 trillion won last year. So it's about business and businesses paying tax and not paying as much tax as they used to,
Right.
perhaps because businesses have closed or businesses are suffering.
corporate tax revenue, 법인세가 되겠습니다. 법인세가 이제 많이 줄어들었기 때문에 그래서 전반적으로 봤을 때 이렇게 세수 결손 효과가 난 것이라고 볼 수 있겠죠. Korea faced a tax revenue.
Yes, and when we face something, we're coming face to face with it. And we often use this term when we're confronting something or
Yeah.
dealing with something, or when there's a problem ahead of us or in front of us that we have to deal with. So, for example, you could be facing an exam next week, means you're
Sure.
going to take it. In this case, we're facing tax issues thanks to this shortfall, meaning it's right in front of us, we have to deal with it.
Yep, and you might want to face your fears instead of run away from it.
Sometimes.
I know some people, they like to do things that they're afraid of doing. So, for example, they will maybe swim with sharks or go bungee jumping, and they'll deliberately take the time to do it because they're afraid of heights or they're afraid of the sea or something like that. So they're facing their fears.
I'm going to run away from mine.
All right, that's fair enough as well. face는 직면하다라는 뜻도 있고요. 그 다음에 어떤 상황이 닥쳐오고 있다 이런 의미도 될 수 있습니다. 그래서 I'm facing an exam next week. 이렇게 얘기를 하고 있다면은 뭐 다음 주에 시험이다. 얼마 안 남았다. 이런 의미가 되겠죠. What about a shortfall?
Well, it means that we don't have enough of something. There's a deficit of something. So we use this term when we've made a prediction or we have a plan and we've not been able to meet that prediction or meet what was expected of us.
부족하다라는 뜻이 있어서요. 부족분인데요. shortfall 한 단어고요. 부족한 액수나 부족한 양을 이렇게 표현합니다.
As opposed to when you go skydiving, facing your fears, it's a long fall.
Indeed. 다시 한번 제가 읽어볼게요. The nation faced a tax revenue shortfall of over 30 trillion won for the second consecutive year in 2024, according to the finance ministry. Now let's move on to the second headline.
Frigid temperatures in Taiwan dropped below 6 degrees Celsius over the weekend, causing at least 78 deaths, according to local emergency services.
대만에서 지난 주말 사이 기온이 섭씨 6도 이하로 떨어지는 추운 날씨로 인해 최소 78명의 사망자가 나온 것으로 전해졌습니다. Okay, so for Taiwan, this is very cold, right?
Yes, the advantage that we have when it comes to dealing with cold weather or facing cold weather is that we have really good heating systems, much better than many other countries. And Taiwan does not have those kind of heating systems, at least many houses don't. And so what we've seen is these deaths have been amongst the older generation. So we're looking at ages 54 to 89. Taiwan is going to warm up. By today, we're looking at the cold wave dissipating. But authorities are telling everybody to keep warm and to, well, stay indoors if they can, to limit their outdoor exposure if it is getting very, very cold. It must be a big shock to, well, be living in a very temperate climate, a very hot and humid climate, and then suddenly be faced with very cold weather.
대만은 사실 한국보다 더운 나라죠. 덥고 습하고. 그래서 이제 거기서 지금 기온이 많이 떨어졌다는 것인데, 우리 헤드라인에서는 뭐 6도 이하로 떨어졌다라고만 표현을 하고 있지만, 일부 지역에서는 영하로 떨어진 곳도 있는데, 그런 날씨에 익숙하지 않기 때문에 저체온증 등등으로 인해서 이렇게 사망자가 많이 나왔다고 합니다. Let's have a look at frigid.
Frigid means very cold, very, very cold. Not just cool, not just chilly, but as cold as your refrigerator. Hence we use the word fridge, coming
네.
from frigid.
매우 춥다. frigid는 F-R-I-G-I-D 이렇게 쓰고요. 냉장고는 refrigerator인데 줄여서 그냥 fridge, F-R-I-D-G-E 이렇게 얘기를 하죠. 참고로 냉동고는 freezer입니다. 이제 freeze라는 게 얼리다라는 뜻이 있어서 냉동고는 그렇고요. 냉장고, fridge, 여기서 몹시 춥다, frigid. What about emergency services?
Well, these are the police. They are the ambulances. They are the fire brigade. Those are usually the main three that are called upon for emergency services, but it could be the lifeguard as well, or it could be mountain rescue. But generally for us in our everyday lives, when we think emergency services, it's police, it's medical emergency services, and it's the fire brigade.
긴급 구조대를요. emergency services라고 합니다. 다시 읽어볼게요. Frigid temperatures in Taiwan dropped below 6 degrees Celsius over the weekend, causing at least 78 deaths, according to local emergency services.
US President Donald Trump has said that he will reverse the previous administration's plan to phase out plastic straws across the government, complaining that paper alternatives don't work.
도널드 트럼프 미국 대통령이 종이 빨대는 효과가 없다면서 플라스틱 빨대를 단계적으로 퇴출하려던 전 정부 계획을 자신이 되돌릴 것이라고 말했습니다.
It's a sea change, or rather a straw change, when
Yeah.
it comes to this new government. It seems to be, with Biden's government, there was a leaning towards greener, cleaner, and well, Trump has decided, no, I don't like the paper straws. I want to go back to plastic. Quoting from his social media post about signing an executive order next week, he said, "Enjoy your next drink without a straw that disgustingly dissolves in your mouth." I've used paper straws and they don't disgustingly dissolve, but I guess horses for courses. The issue is that in the United States, less than 10% of the plastic waste from things like straws and others are are only being recycled at 10%, and the rest is just dumped. And that's not just in America, all over the world. We're finding more and more that plastics are everywhere, and microplastics are in all sorts of microscopic places and parts of us even. So we'll see what that means for America, but certainly, for the government at least,
Yeah.
paper is off the menu and plastic is back on.
그래요. 예전에는 트럼프 대통령이 그 트위터를 참 이용을 많이 했었다가 그 다음에 거기서 퇴출당하고 더 이상 사용할 수 없게 돼서 자신만의 소셜 미디어 플랫폼을 만들었죠. The Truth라고 하는
Or Truth Social is
Truth
the name of the
Social.
platform.
네, Truth Social이라고 하는 이 소셜 플랫폼을 만들어서 거기에다가 이제 글을 쓰는 겁니다. 요즘에. 근데 거기 플라스틱으로 돌아가자. 종이 빨대 너무 소용이 없더라. 이런 얘기를 했습니다. 그래서 앞서 말했던 sea change라는 표현은 굉장히 큰 변화라는
Yes.
뜻인데 it is a sea change. 그러고 나서 이제 좀 유머러스하게 or a straw change 이렇게 표현하는 거죠.
Exactly. We often see it with a new government coming in. If it's the opposite party coming in,
Sure.
there's usually a sea change in policies or a sea
Yeah.
change in attitudes.
I wonder if Trump is aware of the biodegradable, I think it's cornstarch straws. So it's not plastic, it's not paper. It kind of looks like plastic, but apparently it's good for the environment. So that would be a good alternative.
It would be a very good alternative, but Trump has been very clear since getting into office that he's all for fossil fuels and plastics. His one term, I think, was drill baby drill in reference to how America is going to move forward. So I think he's set on plastic straws for the time being at least.
Okay, well, let's have a look at reversing.
Yes, if we reverse something, we're not talking about going backwards in our car, though you can reverse in your car.
Yes.
It means we're going back to the old thing. So we've tried something new or we've gone in a new direction and we've decided, no, we don't want to do that. And so we go back to the original way. So we reverse a decision or we can reverse a move or an action of some kind where we take back what we've done and we go back to the ordinary or the first way.
뭔가 정반대로 뒤바꿀 때 reversing 한다라고 합니다. 그래가지고 이전 바이든 행정부 때 내놨었던 정책을 완전히 뒤엎는 그런 이제 발언을 소셜 미디어에서 한 거고요. 우리가 후진할 때도 reversing 한다고 해요. 차에서 R라고 표시되어 있는 게 이게 reverse의 약자입니다. 그래서 reverse parking, 후진하면서 주차하는 거, 이걸 reverse parking이라고 하는데 I'm pretty good at reverse parking, I have to say.
Well, congratulations. I know it's a difficult thing for some
But
people.
it can be difficult, yeah. But to do something in reverse means it's the opposite.
Yes.
What about phasing out?
If we phase something out, we get rid of it slowly, in stages, not all at once. And so that was the Biden administration's plan. It wasn't that all the plastic straws are going to disappear from the government straight away. It was until 2035. So over a 10-year period, little by little, the use of plastic straws would diminish. They would be phased out.
네, P-H-A-S-E, phase, 그리고 뒤에 out. 단계적으로 무언가를 없앤다. phase라는 단어 자체가 단계라는 뜻이 있어요.
Yeah.
So children go through certain phases in their life.
Exactly. I mean, we also, as adults, go through different phases. We pick up on a new trend or we like a new pop group. We go through our Blackpink phase or our Youngji phase like that.
Yeah.
We can also phase things in as opposed to phasing out when we introduce them slowly.
That's right. 자, 명사로도 쓰이고 동사로도 쓰이는데요. 이 명사 phase를 말할 때는 인생의 어떤 시기를 말합니다. 지금 그냥 한때 그러는 거다. It's a phase. 이렇게 명사로 쓸 수도 있고 아니면 점차적으로 뭔가를 도입하거나 phase in, 점차적으로 뭔가를 빼서 없앤다. phase out. 이렇게 표현을 하는 거죠. 자, 그럼 다시 한번 제가 읽어보겠습니다. US President Donald Trump has said that he will reverse the previous administration's plan to phase out plastic straws across the government, complaining that paper alternatives don't work. Now let's move on to the next headline.
A rare first edition of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, once set to be discarded, has sold for over £21,000, or about 38 million won, with bidders participating in person, by phone and online.
폐기될 예정이었던 해리포터와 마법사의 돌 희귀 초판본 한 권이 대면 그리고 전화와 온라인으로 진행된 경매에서 2만 1,000파운드, 우리 돈으로 약 3,800만 원이 넘는 가격에 낙찰됐습니다. Alright, so it's a rare copy then.
It is, and just so there's no confusion, because some of our listeners may not have read The Philosopher's Stone, they may have read Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, which was the American title.
Yeah.
But Philosopher is important because the UK was where it was first published. And it was a chance find. The man, Daniel Pierce, who runs the auction house, he actually found it in a group of possessions that were meant to be discarded. They were going to be thrown away. And this is a first edition hardback. It was from the first print run of 500 copies. It was one of 300 copies that were distributed to public libraries. You can tell it's in that run because if you look on the back cover, part of the blurb misspells philosopher, misses out one of the O's. And so everybody loves Harry Potter, and I think there are many collectors who want to get their hands on one of these hardback first editions, and certainly they've paid a pretty penny for it.
그래요. 원래는 이 초판본이 500권만 인쇄가 됐었고 영국에서 처음 나왔던 제목이 Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone입니다. 미국에서는 Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone이라고 용어가 살짝 변경이 돼서 나왔지만 지금 이 영국 버전을 얘기하고 있는 거고요. 발견됐을 때 버려질 위기에 처해 있었죠. 폐품 사이에 있었는데 다행히 누가 잘 찾아내서 이렇게 옥션에서 팔리게 된 겁니다. Alright, it was set to be discarded.
Yes, if something is discarded, it is thrown away. It is disposed of. It is got rid of. It is shoved in the bin, in the trash, in the garbage.
Yep.
And if it's set to be something, that means that was the plan. That was the idea. That was what was going to happen. But in this case, it was saved at the last minute.
네, 이럴 계획이다, 이럴 예정이다. It's set to 뭐뭐뭐. 여기서는 동사가 be discarded입니다. 버려지다, 폐기되다. 그러니까 버려질 예정이었던 책이고요. 그 다음에 이게 초판본이라는 거를 확인할 수 있었던 방법이 조금 전에 폴 선생님 알려주신 것처럼 그 blurb라고 해서 뒤에 나온 그 책에 대한 설명. 여기에 philosopher가 스펠링이 잘못 나와 있는 게 또 이 초판본만 가지고 있는 오타예요.
네.
근데 그 오타도 그대로 있어서 초판본이라는 것을 알 수 있었답니다. A lot of bidders participated.
Yes, all the bidders were bidding. They put in bids because that's what a bidder does. A bidder bids their bid. So the bid is the amount of money that you're offering for something at an
Yep.
auction. So you use the verb to bid, meaning you put in that amount of money. And the person that's doing it is the bidder, B-I-D-D-E-R, the person who is trying to buy something at an auction by offering a certain amount of money.
네, 동사 to bid라는 것은요. 이런 경매에서 가격을 제시하는 거고요. 또 그 입찰 가격이 될 수도 있습니다. 응찰 가격이 될 수도 있고 그 다음에는 bidder는 그걸 하는 사람이겠죠. 입찰자가 되겠어요. So a bidder will bid at auction.
Yes, during the bidding.
During the bidding. 입찰, bidding이라고 하네요. 동명사로. 자, 그럼 제가 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. A rare first edition of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, once set to be discarded, has sold for over £21,000, or about 38 million won, with bidders participating in person, by phone, and online. All right, let's move on to the final headline.
A team of marine biologists has documented an exceptionally rare daylight sighting of a deep-sea black devil anglerfish near the surface, just 2 kilometers off the coast of the island of Tenerife, Spain.
해양생물학 연구팀이 스페인 테너리프 섬 해변으로부터 불과 2km 거리에서 일명 검은 악마 물고기로도 불리는 심해 아귀가 밝은 대낮에 수면 가까이 활동하는 대단히 희귀한 장면을 포착했습니다. Now, I've seen the picture and I have to say it looks very scary.
I've seen the video. It looks even scarier.
Oh, no.
This is incredible, though, because we don't see them live near the surface. They're the deep-sea fish.
Yeah.
And so it was sighted on the 26th of January on the west coast of Tenerife, which is a very big island in the Canary Islands, a very famous vacation resort. And it seems to be the first ever recorded instance of a live adult black devil anglerfish being observed this close to the surface. So until now, they've only had the larvae of the anglerfish, or they've had deceased specimens that they've been able to recover. So in this case, they were able to film the fish, to take photographs and videos, and then after the fish died, they were able to put it into a water-filled container and then transport it to the Museum of Nature and Archaeology in Santa Cruz de Tenerife so it can be studied further. This is incredible because these fish live anywhere between 200 to 2,000 meters below the surface. And it's an astonishing thing to see and really quite a frightening creature.
Well, it's exceptionally rare to see these, right?
It's very, 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 very rare. Yeah, when we want to emphasize, when we want to say something is not just a little bit, but really a lot of something, exceptionally rare, exceptionally good, exceptionally bad, we're either giving the highest praise or the worst criticism.
대단히 뭐뭐하다라는 뜻이에요. 그래서 유난히 뭐뭐하다, 특별히 뭐뭐하다 이렇게 다 번역할 수 있겠고 여기서는 an exceptionally rare sighting이라고 했습니다. 그래서 아주 대단히 드문 그런 물고기의 모습, 출현이 되겠죠. Daylight sighting.
Yes, meaning it was seen in the daylight. So a sighting is when we see something. I once caught sight of a dolphin, for example, when I was in Australia. There was a dolphin sighting, meaning I saw a dolphin. So here, a sighting in daylight or daylight sighting means during the daytime.
그래요. 여기서 말하는 이제 daylight가 대낮이라는 뜻이 있어서 대낮에 이런 물고기가 모습을 드러냈다라는 거죠. 원래는 굉장히 깊은 바닷속에 있어야 되는 물고기인데 비교적 해수면 가까이 올라와서 잘 보입니다. 사진으로 봐도 굉장히 클리어하게 보입니다.
Yeah, frightening but delicious.
네, 맛있나요?
Well, here in Korea we eat anglerfish.
Well, yeah, I don't know. If,
Not the black devil anglerfish, but
I guess
we
they
eat...
must taste similar then.
Perhaps, but certainly, a little bit of braised anglerfish is quite nice.
Got it. 자, 다시 한번 제가 읽어보겠습니다. A team of marine biologists has documented an exceptionally rare daylight sighting of a deep-sea black devil anglerfish near the surface, just 2 kilometers off the coast of the island of Tenerife, Spain.
The government has approved enforcement decrees allowing employees to apply for up to 3 years of shared parental leave beginning on February 23rd.
국내에서 맞벌이 부부가 부부 합산 최대 3년의 육아휴직을 사용할 수 있게 하는 법안을 정부가 승인함에 따라 해당 법령이 이달 23일부터 시행됩니다. Tell us more.
Yeah, so it sounds like a pretty extensive sort of measure, to help overcome, I guess, the nation's population crisis because we've been talking about the low birth rate and how people are delaying marriage and we are sort of facing a population crisis or we have been facing a population crisis for some time now. So this new decree, it allows employees to conditionally take up to 1.5 years years of parental leave. It's been increased from the current 1 year, and it will extend to a combined total of 3 years for dual income households when both parents utilize the leave. And as for the eligibility, if each parent has already used at least 3 months of leave, they will be eligible to extend their leave for a combined 3 years.
네.
And for single parents or the parent of a child with disabilities, they can also take 1.5 years of paid leave. So a parent using the entire 18 months of parental leave, they will be paid 32.7 million won, which is approximately 22,500 US dollars through the period, with an applicant being paid up to 2.5 million won monthly for the first three months and 2 million won monthly for the next 3 months. And for the rest of the parental leave, employees will receive 1.6 million won per month. And that's a little bit different from the current rate, where workers on parental leave receive a maximum of 1.5 million won per month.
23일부터 시행이 되는 거고요. 지금까지는 부모가 합해서 2년 육아휴직을 낼 수 있었는데 이게 이제 각각 1년 6개월씩 해서 3년까지 확대가 된다라는 내용이고, another thing I found interesting was the age at which the sort of basis for, how old your child is, and up till now, well, currently still, your child has to be 8 or younger, but I believe that's going to be bumped up to 12.
Yeah.
So that means throughout the whole elementary school period, if you haven't yet taken parental leave, you can do so. So it's very good news.
Yeah, and they said that they're allowing parents a little bit more flexibility. So this 3 years, they can split it up into like 4 different segments to be used, I think, during up until they're about 8.
Yeah.
And then shorter working weeks will be applied to a wider range of child-rearing parents. So like you mentioned, a parent with a 12-year-old child or younger, they will be able to shorten their work week to 35 hours for about 3 years.
그래요. 그래서 이 육아기 근로시간 단축의 대상이 아이가 몇 살이냐, 요 대상이요. 지금 현재는 8세가 그 기준인데, 그러니까 8세 이후부터는 육아휴직을 못 냈던 거죠. 근데 이제 12세로 확대가 되는 겁니다. 그러니까 초등학교 기간 내내 그 대상이라고 보면 될 것 같네요. 자, 우리 첫 번째 표현을 좀 볼 텐데, apply for something.
Yeah. When you apply for something, you can say like you apply for college or you apply for something. And it means to make a formal application or a request. So when you're applying for something, you request it, and it's usually official, and especially in writing or by sending in some sort of form.
자, apply for something은 무언가에 지원을 하는 게 되겠고요. You can apply for a job.
Yeah.
In this case, you apply for up to 3 years of parental leave. 3년까지의 parental leave에 지원을 할 수가 있습니다. 신청을 할 수가 있어요. What is parental leave?
Parental leave is it's basically a sort of law that allows birth mothers or birth fathers to kind of take some time off of work to take care of their children. And in this case, they said shared parental leave. So in that case, they're allowing both parents to kind of use that time together.
Exactly. parental이라는 것은 parent에 관한, 즉 부모가 하는 이라는 의미가 있고요. leave라는 게 여기서는 동사가 아니라 명사입니다. 그래서 휴직이라는 뜻이에요. parental leave는 곧 부모로서 하는 휴직이니까 육아휴직이 되겠죠.
Yeah.
네, 다시 한번 제가 읽어보겠습니다. The government has approved enforcement decrees allowing employees to apply for up to 3 years of shared parental leave beginning on February 23rd. And that's just over a week away, about 10 days away from now, roughly. Moving on, this is our next headline.
The number of norovirus patients in Korea has reached a 10-year high, with more than half of the cases occurring in children aged 6 and under, raising concerns over a potential epidemic.
국내 노로바이러스 감염증 환자가 10년 내에 최고 수준을 기록하면서 유행 가능성에 대한 우려가 커지고 있는 가운데 환자 중 절반 이상은 6세 이하 어린이인 것으로 집계됐습니다. Oh dear.
Yeah, concerning news, and we hear of norovirus outbreaks during the winter season a lot, but they are saying that the number of patients has hit a 10-year high. So the Korea Disease Control and Prevention Agency said that there were 469 norovirus patients at 210 medical facilities during the fourth week of January, which was a 10-year high, and 51.4% of these patients were aged up to 6 years, so they were children. And of course, symptoms of this illness, for which there is no vaccine, include vomiting, there's diarrhea, there's abdominal pain, chills, and fever. And the number of patients infected with the rotavirus, which involves similar symptoms, also doubled compared to last year, standing at 123 as of the fourth week of January as well. But there is a vaccine for the rotavirus.
Okay.
And it's also included in the country's free vaccination program for children. So it would be good to get vaccinated for that. But for the norovirus, I think one of the best ways to prevent it is to make sure to keep your hands clean, wash your hands, and try to keep safe by drinking clean water, and just taking all those precautions that you can.
Yeah. 그 장염을 일으키는 바이러스죠. norovirus. 그래서 symptoms를 좀 보게 되면은 구토, vomiting, 설사, diarrhea, 그다음에 이제 복통, stomach pain, 그다음에 이제 그 뭐라 그럴까요? 메스꺼움,
Yeah.
nausea,
Nausea, yeah.
그리고 열감, fever, 그다음 두통, headache,
And
그다음에 이제 뭐, chills는 이제
오한.
으슬으슬 오한 거리는 거고요.
Yep.
그다음에 뭐 근육통, muscle
Yeah.
aches 이런 다양한 증상들이 있습니다.
I had it last week.
Did you?
It was not fun.
Oh no!
And
poor
I
you.
noticed that the hospital had a lot of other patients like me. So
well,
it
we
is
have
going
the,
around.
the most in 10 years.
Yeah,
아이고, 최근에 선생님도 걸리셨었군요.
Yep.
자, 이 표현 좀 보겠습니다. Half of the cases have been occurring
Yep.
in young children.
Right. So when we say something occurs as in like the norovirus or like an epidemic, it means it exists or it is present.
그래요. occur라는 것은 발생한다는 뜻이 있는데 O-C-C-U-R 이렇게 씁니다. 그래서 명사 형태는 occurrence가 되겠고요. 동사로 to occur. 다음으로 potential epidemic.
Yeah, so if something has the potential to do something, or if it's a potential epidemic, it means that it has or shows the capacity to become or develop into something in the future, so in this case, it means that it has the potential to develop into a widespread infectious disease, or it has the capacity to become a more widespread sort of infectious disease.
그렇죠. 잠재력이 있는 거를 something has the potential이라고 해요. potential이 형용사로 쓰였을 때 잠재적인이란 뜻인데 epidemic라는 게 여기서는 어떤 뭐 유행병, 전염병을 얘기하고 있는 거죠. 팬데믹이 우리가 뭐 잘 아시다시피 훨씬 더 큰 범주의 전염병이고 그거보다는 작은 범주지만 그래도 역시 전염병의 의미가 있습니다.
Yep.
자, 다시 한번 제가 읽어볼게요. The number of norovirus patients in Korea has reached a 10-year high, with more than half of the cases occurring in children aged 6 and under, raising concerns over a potential epidemic.
The number of new marriages in China hit a record low last year despite sweeping government efforts to encourage young people to tie the knot and have babies, according to the country's Ministry of Civil Affairs.
중국 민정부 발표에 따르면 젊은이들의 결혼과 출산을 장려하려는 중국 정부의 대대적인 노력에도 불구하고 지난해 중국에서 새로 결혼한 건수는 사상 최저 수준으로 떨어진 것으로 나타났습니다. I guess this is a worldwide trend. Less and less people are getting married.
Yeah, so it's not just Korea. They say that just statistically, some 6.1 million couples registered their marriages in 2024, and that was a 20.5% plunge from the previous year, and it marks a record low since they started releasing similar statistics back in 1986. And of course, not just Korea, like you mentioned, it's a global trend, and plummeting marriages and plummeting births, it of course poses a severe challenge to China as it grapples with the pressure of a shrinking workforce and rapidly aging population on the country's slowing economy. And the sharp drop in the number of marriages in 2024 resumed the decade-long decline since 2013 after a brief rebound that they saw in 2023 following the lifting of stringent COVID restrictions. If you remember, in Korea, we saw people getting married right after they lifted all the restrictions after COVID.
Sure.
So last year's figure was less than half of the 13 million marriages registered at the peak in 2013. So that's quite a difference in the number of marriages there.
Well, the Civil Affairs Ministry also announced stats on divorces.
Yeah.
And it looks like marriages are down, divorces are up.
Yeah. And what I saw was interesting. You know how in Korea we have that 3-week period where you're it's a cooling off period for people filing for divorce. And China has also mandated a 30-day cooling off period for people filing for divorce since 2021. This, of course, comes despite criticism that it can make it harder for women to leave broken or even abusive marriages. But in Korea, I think the measure has gained a positive response, saying that it has helped to prevent a lot of marriages because, sometimes you do need that cooling off period where you can kind of collect your thoughts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I believe in Korea, the cooling off period is 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah. All right, let's have a look at this expression here, to encourage someone to do something.
Right. So when you are encouraging someone to do something, it means you are giving support and advice so that they will do or continue to do something.
자, 장려하고 권장하는 겁니다. 그래서 이렇게 하는 게 어때? Encourage someone to do something. I encourage you to try this new drink. It's so good.
Yep.
이거 한번 마셔보는 거 어때? I encourage you to study for this exam. I think you'll pass. 시험 한번 보는 거 어때?
Yeah.
Encourage someone to do something. 자, 여기서는 to tie the knot.
Right. So this is a very informal expression just to say that you are getting married. So there are other ways to say that you're getting married in informal ways. You can also say you're getting hitched or you're becoming two or becoming one. And tie the knot is another way that you can say that.
그렇죠. 결혼하는 거를 영어로 tie the knot라고 표현하기도 하는데요. K-N-O-T, 그래서 K는 silent고요. 이게 뭐냐면 매듭이에요. 그래서 두 개의 실 또는 끈을 이렇게 묶어 놓는다. 그래가지고 둘이 하나가 된다라는 이미지거든요. Tie the knot, 결혼을 하다. 그 외에도 지금 얘기한 여러 가지 표현들이 있습니다. To get married, to get hitched, to walk down the aisle. 많습니다. 자, 다시 한번 제가 읽어볼게요. The number of new marriages in China hit a record low last year despite sweeping government efforts to encourage young people to tie the knot and have babies, according to the country's Ministry of Civil Affairs. Let's move on to the next headline.
India now hosts the world's largest tiger population, doubling its numbers in just over a decade to more than 3,600, or 75% of the global total, according to a new study.
인도가 세계 최다 호랑이 보유국이라는 조사 결과가 나왔습니다. 이는 인도에 사는 호랑이 개체수가 지난 10년 사이 2배로 늘어 3,600마리를 돌파한 데 따른 것으로 전 세계 호랑이의 75%에 해당하는 숫자입니다. Wow.
Yeah, so at least we have some good news when it comes to the population of tigers, which are, an endangered species in many parts of the world. So they're saying that India is now the home of the world's largest tiger population. And this comes despite having the highest human density and just 18% of global tiger habitat. So these tigers, they inhabit an area of 138,200 square kilometers, and that comes alongside some 60 million people. So a lot of people are wondering how were they able to do this?
Yeah.
So they say that this has been made possible by safeguarding these big cats from poaching and habitat loss. They secured prey for them. They reduced human-wildlife conflict and uplifted local communities. And this is according to a study published in Science, which is, of course, a leading peer-reviewed research journal. And since 2006, India has surveyed tiger habitats every 4 years across 20 states, monitoring distribution of these big cats, their co-predators and prey, and the quality of their habitats. And in that time, its tiger habitat has grown by 30%.
인도가 뭐 인구 수도 많지만 인구 밀도로 봤을 때도 가장 높은 인구 밀도를 가진 나라거든요. India has the highest human density in the world. 그런데 거기에서 또 호랑이의 개체수가 전 세계에서 가장 많다라는 얘기. 또 놀랍게도 호랑이 서식지가 인도에는 전 세계적으로 봤을 때 18% 정도에 해당할 정도밖에 없어요. 그런데 개체수는 75% 호랑이들이 18%밖에 되지 않는 요 땅에 있는 건데 그 이유 중에 하나가 지금 설명해 주신 것처럼 호랑이 밀렵이라든지 잡는 것 자체를 이제 못하게 하니까 그래서 좀 자유롭게 번식을 하고 개체수가 늘어나고 있는 것 같습니다.
Yeah, so they put in a lot of effort to help save these animals. Yep.
그렇군요. 자, 뭐 안전하게만 잘 지낼 수 있다면은 호랑이와 인간 같이 공존할 수 있겠지만 표현을 좀 볼게요. India hosts the largest tiger population in the world.
Yeah, so when we usually think of host as a verb, we think of, like hosting a party.
Yeah.
But in this case, it kind of means India is home to the world's largest tiger population. So it's kind of providing the space and other things necessary for, I guess it could be a special event, but in this case, for these animals.
자, 뭘 진행하다 할 때도 host라는 표현을 쓰지만 여기서는 주인 역할을 한다. 인도가 호랑이들이 사는 곳에 주인 역할을 한다. 이게 좀 우리말로는 어색하게 들리죠. 영어식으로는 인도에 이렇게 호랑이들이 살고 있다라는 걸 그렇게 표현한 겁니다.
Yep.
India now hosts the world's largest tiger population. And the numbers have doubled in just over a decade.
Yeah. This just means in about 10 years or a little over 10 years.
Yep. decade가 10년이니까 in just over a decade. 10년 조금 넘은 기간 만에 호랑이의 개체수가 2배 이상 늘었다라고 볼 수 있겠습니다. How long have I known you, Karen? Like 2 decades?
Probably. I think we
Wow.
first met when I first started working in the radio industry here. That was 2006.
2 decades.
Yeah.
There you go. Roughly. 자, 이렇게 decade 하고 decades 해가지고 우리가 이제 그 10년이라는 단위로 쓸 수 있겠죠. 또 100년은 century가 되겠고. 다시 한번 제가 읽어보겠습니다. India now hosts the world's largest tiger population, doubling its numbers in just over a decade to more than 3,600 or 75% of the global total, according to a new study. Now let's move on to the final headline.
U.S. President Donald Trump has announced that production of the 1 cent coin or penny will cease due to its high cost of nearly 4 cents per coin, although supporters argue it is useful for charity drives and cheaper to mint than the nickel.
도널드 트럼프 미국 대통령이 페니라고도 불리는 1센트 동전 생산을 중단한다고 발표하면서 개당 거의 4센트에 달하는 높은 생산 비용을 이유로 들었으나 옹호파는 이 동전이 자선 활동에 유용하고 5센트보다 주조 비용이 낮다며 반발하고 있습니다. So I guess on the whole, people will understand that the penny or the 1 cent coin is not that useful anymore. It's pretty useless.
Yeah.
But then there are some people who say, no, we still want it.
Yeah.
So tell us more. Yeah.
As you mentioned, or as we mentioned in the headline, it is useful for charity drives.
Right.
But it is expensive to make because it's made out of zinc. But I think one legal expert said, which was kind of striking to me, he said that it was the most lawful and fully constitutional move that President Trump has made so far.
Okay, to get rid of the penny.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Among all the other executive moves that he's made so far. But anyway, so this penny, we use credit cards mostly these
Yeah.
days. So of course, just using cash and coins in general has decreased by a lot. So President Trump, he announced that he's ordering his administration to cease the production of this coin, which not a lot of people use.
Yeah.
And they say that it costs 4 cents to make a penny. So it definitely costs more to make one than it's worth. So, as we mentioned, the fans of the penny, they say that it's useful in charity drives and the relative bargain in production cost compared to the nickel, which costs 14 cents to mint.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
5센트 동전은 만드는데 14센트가 들고 1센트 동전은 만드는데 한 4센트 정도가 드는군요. 그렇죠. 뭐 아무래도 주조하는데 드는 비용들만 놓고 보면
Yeah.
이게 맞아 그럴 수
Yeah.
있겠지만
But it would be kind of funny if you got rid of the nickel rather than the penny first, right? Yeah.
A long time ago in Korea, we used to also use 1원짜리 동전.
Yeah, the tiny ones,
I
right?
remember
Yeah.
that. I don't think anyone uses it anymore. But
And
you
we
can,
got rid of it.
Yeah.
No one misses them though.
and the same in America now, they're doing that. Did you ever use the penny in the States when you were younger?
Yes, when I was younger.
Right.
Because we used cash back then.
Sure, of
Yeah. So
course.
if you use cash, then you would have use for it. But if you don't use a lot of cash, if you just use credit cards mostly, then you would probably have a lot of pennies at home just kind of piled away in your drawer.
Yeah.
So that's what I think they're arguing. They're saying that they make like 3.2 billion of them. They made 3.2 billion of them last year. And they're saying that they are in circulation. But are they really in circulation if they're just kind of hiding away in your drawers or in your penny jars?
Exactly. So whatever you already have, if you have a lot of pennies at home,
Yeah.
you can take it to the bank and then put it in your bank account. But they're just not going to make any more new
Yeah.
ones. Let's have a look at a charity drive.
Right. So a charity drive is basically a planned effort to raise money or raise funds or collect items, and it would be for some sort of charitable cause.
네. charity 자체도 이제 그 자선 행사, 자선 활동을 말하지만 drive를 붙여가지고 이제 그렇게 하려는 운동, 뭐 움직임, 또 역시 활동 이렇게 해석을 할 수 있어서 이거를 그냥 자선 활동, charity drive 이렇게 표현할 수 있습니다. And what about to mint a coin?
Right. So it's been used as a verb and it means to make a coin by stamping some sort of metal. So you would see those little different emblems on the front side and the back side of the coin. And just to go over the different coins that are used in the US or that
Yeah.
are circulated in the US, the penny that we talked about, it's the 1 cent coin. And then the next one would be the nickel, which is worth 5 cents. And then the 10-cent coin is called the dime. It's the smallest one.
dime.
And then the quarter would be the one that's worth 25 cents. And those four are the ones that are circulated the most. There is the $50, but that one no one really uses. Yeah.
Interesting. 자, mint라는 동사가 나왔을 때 동전 얘기하는 거면은요, 그 동전 화폐를 주조한다라는 뜻이 되겠죠. Do you say minting banknotes as well? Is it just for coins?
I think you would say you would mint banknotes as well. And you call the place that mints coins the mint as well.
Ah, all right. So there you go. 화폐를 주조하는 것을 minting이라고 합니다. 자, 다시 한번 제가 읽어볼게요. US President Donald Trump has announced that production of the 1 cent coin or penny will cease due to its high cost of nearly 4 cents per coin, though supporters argue it's useful for charity drives and cheaper to mint than the nickel. All right, well, that's it for the headlines with Karen.
Korea's annual average concentration of ultra-fine dust last year was the lowest since records began in 2015, down 14% from the previous year.
지난해 전국의 초미세먼지 연평균 농도가 전년보다 14% 감소한 수치를 보이면서 관측을 시작한 2015년 이래 최저치를 기록했습니다. Does this mean we had slightly cleaner air last
Slightly
year?
cleaner air, right? According
good.
to the Environment Ministry on Tuesday, they said that the annual average concentration of, they talk about ultrafine dust in micrograms per cubic meter of air. So it's 15.6 micrograms of ultrafine dust per cubic meter was what the average was last year.
Okay.
And that was a 14.3% decrease from 2023, but a 38% decrease from 2015.
와우. 그래요. 전년도에 비해서 14% 정도 줄었고 또 2015년 기록이 시작한 이래로는 한 38% 정도나 줄어든 초미세먼지 수치입니다. I'm all for this.
Yeah, I'm
I
all for
don't
this
like
too.
ultrafine dust
No.
because it really affects my throat and my voice.
Bugs
and
my
everything.
eyes.
Yeah.
And what they also said was they looked at the number of days with, quote, good air quality.
Okay.
So good air quality meant the average daily concentration of fine dust particles was 15 micrograms.
Okay.
So that's considered good if it's under 15. And the number of days reached a record high of 212. Now, the opposite, the bad air quality days, that's when the average was 36 micrograms or more,
Right.
and there was only 10 of those.
Oh.
And that's the lowest since records began.
In the whole year.
In the whole year, right. So the Environment Ministry said, what was this? Why
Yeah.
did this happen? What
Yeah.
led to this? So they said it was a combination of things. Now, these are the different components of this.
Right.
Domestic policies, they said reduced foreign inflow of fine dust, as well as favorable weather conditions.
기후가 예년보다 좀 더 협조를 한 것 같은 기후가 좀 더 좋았던 이유도 있고 여러 가지 우리 환경을 위한 정책들도 영향을 미친 것 같고요. 그다음에 이제 그 foreign particles가 들어왔다는 얘기는 외국에서 뭐 예를 들어서 중국에서 들어오는 그런 미세먼지가 좀 더 줄어들었다. 여러 가지 이유로 인해 작년에는 대체적으로 공기가 나쁘지 않았네요. 좀 더 나아진 모습이었습니다. Alright, let's have a look at the word concentration.
The way you're normally going to hear it is paying attention to something when
Yeah.
you're working on something. You know, don't break your concentration. But it's also used in different ways. So in this case, especially in like chemistry or science, it's the amount of one particular substance that's found in another. So the easiest way to think about it is think about if you go to the sea, you go to the ocean,
Yep.
and you get a bit of water in your mouth, it's salty because there's a high concentration of salt in
Yep.
seawater.
아하, 그래요. 이 농도라는 뜻으로 concentration이 여기서는 쓰였는데 초미세먼지의 농도를 우리가 얘기하고 있기 때문이죠. Looking at how good or bad the air quality was last year, you already mentioned that we only had about 10 days of bad air quality. And we actually had 0 days of very bad air quality.
we go. So things are-
Yeah.
Things are finally improving.
Yeah. And it's true. I don't think I remember saying, I can feel the particles in the air so much.
And a few years ago, I
last
felt
year.
like you could see it.
Yep,
Like, I know a lot
right.
of foreigners that left Korea because of that.
It was quite visible in some cases.
But not as bad. Like, I went to Beijing about 10 years ago, and it was worse.
Yes. 그래요. 작년 초미세먼지가 많이 줄어들었습니다. 그래서 이제 매우 나쁨은 하루도 관측이 안 됐대요, 작년에. 그리고 이제 나쁨 수준은 한 열흘 정도가 관측이 됐었고 미세먼지 농도, the concentration of ultrafine dust 이제 이게 좋은 수준인 게 대부분이었습니다. 자, 그다음 표현은요. Since records began.
So from the time when they started tracking this up until now. So you can talk about, from when records began or since records began. You might also, you can use this to say like a company. This was our best year since we opened or since
Yeah.
we began business, since we started business.
뭐뭐 한 이래로 이런 뜻이죠. Since 뭐뭐뭐. Sometimes you'll find signs of, restaurants, pubs, whatever, and then in brackets, like since 1923 or
Right.
something.
And you'll
Yeah.
either see since or you'll see EST, which means established when they started.
그러네요. 네, 언제 설립했다, 언제부터 문을 연 그런 가게다 이런 뜻으로 EST, established.
So this show has been on the air since
1997.
Since 1997.
Yeah, long time. Way before, I was involved with anything. But
Right.
With
I think we were both still in high school, weren't we? We were.
Yeah, right, actually. 그러네요. 자, 그래서 여기서 since records began은 기록이 시작된 이후라는 뜻이 되겠습니다. 자, 다시 한번 제가 읽어볼게요. Korea's annual average concentration of ultrafine dust last year was the lowest since records began in 2015, down 14% from the previous year. Let's move on to the next headline.
Exports by the nation's big companies increased sharply from a year earlier in 2024, driven by strong demand for capital goods, particularly information technology components.
지난해 국내 대기업 수출이 자본재, 그중에서도 특히 반도체를 포함한 정보기술 부품의 수요가 늘면서 전년 대비 큰 폭으로 증가했습니다. Tell us more.
Well, exports by the country's top exporting firms increased 11.6% last year. This is according to Statistics Korea. Exports by the 10 leading exporters actually accounted for nearly 37% of the total. So that's a 3.7 percentage point increase from the previous year.
Yeah.
However, exports by medium-sized businesses actually went down. So that's mainly due to weaker overseas sales of raw materials. So the bigger companies exported a lot more. The smaller companies
Yep.
had a bit of a pullback.
네, 대기업의 수출 비중이 늘었고요. 중소기업의 수출 비중은 좀 줄어들기는 했지만 전반적으로 봤을 때는 이렇게 대기업이 차지하는 비중도 크고 그러다 보니까 수출이 늘었다라고 볼 수 있겠습니다. There are some terms here that we should look at. The first one is capital goods.
So think of these as physical assets that businesses use to produce their goods and services. Machinery, tools, vehicles, components that are inside. Think about, like, with Korea, it's a lot of chips,
Yep.
processors, semiconductors. Exactly. That's one of the big ones that Korea exports. And this is different from consumer goods because consumer goods are the final products that we buy. Phones, computers, things like that. And there's a lot of Korean semiconductors inside these things that we use every day.
그러네요. 자, consumer goods는 우리가 소비하는 그런 물건들이 되겠고, capital goods라는 건 자본재인데요. 생산 기계 아니면은 원자재 같은 그런 생산 수단을 얘기하고 있습니다. 자, component라는 단어 조금 전에도 나왔는데, what does that mean?
Simply, components means parts. A part of something. And you can, some people like to take their computers apart and
Yeah.
change the components. I've never done that. But you can also talk about, like, for example, think of someone's diet. There's different components of a healthy diet. Protein and vegetables, these are all different components. Think about even just like this show. There's different parts of this show.
Yeah, exactly.
Different parts that make up a whole.
각각의 구성 요소를 component라고 얘기할 수 있습니다. C-O-M-P-O-N-E-N-T. 자, 다시 한번 읽어볼게요. Exports by the nation's big companies increased sharply from a year earlier in 2024, driven by strong demand for capital goods, particularly information technology components.
Coffee futures in New York rose more than 6% earlier this week to a fresh all-time high, with some market participants citing panic in the market amid limited coffee availability.
이번 주 초 미국 뉴욕 RC 거래소의 커피 선물 가격이 6% 이상 상승하면서 사상 최고치를 기록했습니다. 이를 두고 시장 일각에서는 커피 공급이 제한되자 일명 패닉 바잉 상황이 나타난 거라는 언급이 나왔습니다. Alright, tell us more about this.
So just before we get into the details, so when you hear futures, coffee futures,
Yeah.
so these are contracts that allow buyers and sellers to agree on a price of something. So this is how commodities are traded.
Yeah.
So in this case, we're talking about the price of coffee to be delivered at a future date.
That's right.
So that's why it's called a future. And these contracts, they're traded on commodity exchanges. So you can think of it just like buying a stock. You can buy it, you can sell it, you can buy different ones. And prices fluctuate. The price of these contracts fluctuate based on things like weather and crop yields and, of course, demand. So these Arabica coffee futures, they hit a record for the 13th straight trading session, right? markets are open just like the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ. And the reason for this is they're saying there's lots of reports of a dry, hot weather system that's forming over Brazil.
Right.
And Brazil produces nearly half of the world's Arabica beans. And now they're saying that a lot of the farmers there, they're actually reluctant to sell what they have left. So there's concern that the stocks there are actually getting quite low, and they're saying that farmers may have sold some like 85% of the current crop, and they're in no rush to sell the remaining amount. So like simple economics, when supply falls, prices go up.
Of course. 여기서 말하는 이제 커피 futures, 우리말로는 커피 선물 가격이라고 하는데요. 미래의 어떤 시점에 커피를 거래하기로 약속을 해서 합의한 가격을 얘기하고 있죠. 그 얘기를 지금 해주신 거고, 그게 이제 여러 상황, 그 분위기, 그 다음에 이제 추측, 예상에 따라서 가격이 산정이 될 것 같죠. 되죠. 그리고 현재로서는 아무래도 수요는 있고 공급이 줄어들고 그러다 보니까 선물 가격이 오르는 추이입니다. Alright, let's have a look at citing.
So here it says they citing panic in the market, meaning they're giving panic as the reason for this price run up. When you cite something, you give a reason. Like, and you can also, when you do, like in university or maybe high school, when you're writing essays or papers, you need to cite your sources.
Yes.
And this is the reason why I wrote this.
자, CITE라고 이렇게 쓰고요. citing something 그러면은 이것을 이유로 들다 이렇게 해석을 할 수 있습니다. So citing panic in the market. 이게 시장에 있는 그 panic buying을 이유로 든다. 전문가들이 지금 분석할 때는 그렇다라는 뜻이고요. 논문을 쓸 때는 반드시 내가 이것을 어디서 가져왔는지 그 출처를 밝혀야 되는 거. 이것도 citing이라고 합니다. citation이죠, 그때는. Now, what about limited availability?
That means there's low supply. So whatever it's a product, even services, they can be harder to acquire because there isn't enough of them in the market. The supply is low, but the demand is high.
그래요. limited라는 게 제한이 되어 있다. availability는 그 가능한 물량, 공급 물량을 얘기하거든요. 그러니까 부족한 공급 물량을 말하고 있습니다. limited edition 그러면은 이게 제한된 수량만 출시가 됐다, 나왔다라는 뜻이죠.
And why do companies do that? Like a lot of clothing companies love to do that.
Yeah.
What's the reason for it? They want there to be limited availability of that item so it's more rare. And then you'll see that a lot of times on secondary markets, especially for clothing, prices go way up.
Yeah. There's a particular coffee shop brand that's, really good at doing this. They always make limited edition tumblers or cups.
Oh, right.
So they'll only be around for a few months and only a few, a set number of them. So you kind of really want to buy it because
You wanna get it.
Yeah, after this period or this season,
It's
you
over.
won't be able to get it again.
Sure.
But they do it every season.
Yeah.
자, 이렇게.
It's not a bad idea though.
No,
It's
I
kind
think
of
it's a
I think
great-
it's sort of following the fashion industry in a way.
It is indeed. 자, 그럼 제가 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. Coffee futures in New York rose more than 6% earlier this week to a fresh all-time high, with some market participants citing panic in the market amid limited coffee availability. All right, let's move on to the next headline.
The US and the UK have refused to sign a declaration on inclusive and sustainable AI in a blow to hopes for a concerted approach to regulating and developing the technology.
지속 가능하고 포용적인 AI를 표방한 파리 공동선언문에 미국과 영국이 서명을 거부함에 따라 AI 규제 및 개발에 전 세계가 공동 노력할 거라는 희망에 균열이 생겼습니다. Tell us more.
Well, the statement, so it was signed by dozens of countries that agreed to this, including France, China, India, and they pledged for open, inclusive, and ethical approach to this technology. The fact that China is signing this, does anyone really believe that they are going to follow through with that? I think that's one of the reasons why the UK and the US are not joining this because
see.
why sign on to these things if you can't trust everybody to hold up their end of the bargain? The UK government said it had it was not able to add its name because of concerns about national security
Right.
as well as global governance. Right? Who's going to be in charge of this? Who sets the parameters? U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance, he told delegates in Paris that too much regulation of AI could kill this transformative industry just as it's taking off. And he said AI was an opportunity that the Trump administration would not squander. And he said pro-growth AI policies should be prioritized over safety, which is an interesting, or I don't know, I'm not sure about that sentence, but that is what he said.
Okay.
French President Emmanuel Macron, he completely was at odds with that statement.
Yeah,
He's saying
he agreed to
he's
this,
defending, the
Yeah.
need for further regulation for sure.
그렇군요. Well, France and, as you said, China and many other countries.
Canada signed on to
they
it.
signed on to it. But then these key players, the US and the UK, for the reasons you just mentioned there, they're saying we cannot agree to this.
No, we want to, especially the
Not
U.S.
yet,
I think
anyway,
they really, it's if you look at the S&P and the Nasdaq, it's like half the time it's because of AI companies. They're not gonna they're not gonna bend the knee to China and France and bureaucrats in Europe. I don't think.
All right. Well, if you say something is a blow to hopes or whatever, what does that mean?
A setback. A lot of times we're talking about plans or policies or something you want to do. It's making it unlikely to happen or unlikely to succeed.
여기서 blow는요, 주먹으로 이렇게 펀치하는 요 느낌이에요. 그래서 한 방 날린다 이런 의미가 있습니다. 타격을 입힌다 이런 뜻이겠죠. In a blow to hopes. 기대감이 있었는데 거기에 한 방 날리는 타격을 입히는 그런 미국과 영국의 거부 의사가 되겠고요. 그 희망이 뭐였냐면은 이제 많은 나라들이 우리 함께해서 AI를 regulate 규제하고 그다음에 또 develop 개발할 수 있지 않을까. Concerted effort를 기대했습니다.
So you can use concerted in two different ways. In this case, they're talking about a concerted approach, meaning that many people, groups are working together to do something, and it's like teamwork,
Yeah.
right? Group effort, you're working to achieve something, and that's what they want. They wanted all the countries to sign on to this and work together. But you can also use it like on a personal level and say you're making a concerted effort to do something,
Right.
meaning you're really trying hard to do that thing.
And the stress is on concerted, so the second syllable, not concerted,
Right.
like a concert.
No, yeah, good point. Right. It's one of those ones when it's a verb, it's pronounced a bit differently.
네, 자, 그 콘서트랑 스펠링은 똑같지만 뒤에 ed 붙고요. 강세도 두 번째 음절에 들어가서 concerted 이렇게 발음을 하셔야 돼요. T 발음은 물론 뭐 북미권에서 안 해도 됩니다. concerted 이렇게 North American accent로 할 수 있고. 근데 이제 의미가 뭐냐면 여러 당사자가 있을 때는 함께 한다라는 뜻이에요. 결연한 그런 의미가 되겠고. 그냥 나 자신에 대해서 얘기할 때는 나의 어떤 혼신의 노력, 나의 그 굉장히 비상한 그런 의지, 노력 이런 것들을 말할 수도 있습니다.
So I misspoke and said concerted can be a verb. No, it's an adjective. And it's
Yeah.
usually concerted effort, concerted approach. That's usually how you'll see it.
That's right. 다시 한번 제가 읽어보겠습니다. The US and the UK have refused to sign a declaration on inclusive and sustainable AI in a blow to hopes for a concerted approach to regulating and developing the technology. Let's move on to the final headline.
Representation for women on screen in Hollywood had a record year in 2024, with female protagonists reaching parity with male protagonists in the top 100 grossing films of the year.
지난해 미국 헐리우드 최고 흥행 영화 100편 가운데 여성 주연작이 과반수를 차지하면서 영화계 내 여성의 대표성이 기록적으로 커진 것으로 나타났습니다. This is the first time, I think, films with the lead role being a female character surpassed 50%.
Right, yeah, reaching parity with males. So
Yeah.
they're saying that, and also some of the interesting stats here. So 3 of the top 5 films had a girl or woman in a leading role, and 5 of the top 10, including the number 1 film of the year, Disney's Inside Out 2, had a female in a leading role.
그러네요. 지금 Inside Out 2, sorry. 거기에 주인공이 I think her name was Riley. 여자아이죠. 그 다음에는 뭐 I can think of a couple of movies like Wicked, for example, last year. 뭐 여러 영화 한번 생각해 보시면 여성이 주인공이었던 영화가 진짜 많긴 했어요. 근데 이제 미국 탑 100 영화 2024년도 기준 거기서 여성 주인공 아니면은 여성 뭐 주연, 조연도 다 포함이라고 하는데 그런 영화가 반 이상을 차지했고 처음입니다. 이렇게 여성 주연이나 조연 영화가 이렇게나 많았던 것은. Alright, so reaching parity. Let's have a look at that.
Parity means equality. So, like a lot of times in sports leagues, they'll talk about this because the goal is parity. They want all the teams to be kind of equal, so you never know who's going to win.
그렇죠. Parity, P-A-R-I-T-Y라는 것은요. 동등하다는 뜻이 있어요. 그래서 남자 주인공 영화와 여자 주인공 영화가 동등한 50%씩 되는 그 수준, 그것을 넘어섰습니다. 처음으로. 거기 근처에도 가지 못했었다가 이렇게 넘어선 모습입니다. And there was, I'm looking at the article right now. So the substance with Demi Moore, again, you know, a female character, and as I said, Wicked again. These movies all have female leads. But then what was interesting was the movies with like non-Caucasian protagonists. Apparently that wasn't quite as dominant as in previous years. But nonetheless, we saw more female characters. 자, 다음 표현은 top grossing films.
So grossing means income, bringing in money. So you'll when you study accounting, you might hear about gross income and net income. So top grossing means movies that made more money than anything. That made the most money, the top grossing. They brought in the most money at the box office.
Right.
It doesn't have to just be movies, though, right? We can talk about albums, concerts, musicals, sporting events, maybe ballets, things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Highest grossing or top grossing. You can use those interchangeably.
That's
Means they
right.
made the most money.
이렇게 그 단어 대신에 다른 걸 써도 된다. You can use those words interchangeably. 이렇게 얘기하는데요. Top grossing films, highest grossing films 다 가능합니다. 가장 돈을 많이 벌어들인 영화라는 뜻인데 그 앞에 100이라는 숫자가 붙었으니까 그냥 top 100 movies 이렇게 표현할 수도 있을 것 같아요. 그래서 구체적으로는 이 100개의 top movies 중에서 54개, 54개의 영화가 여성 주인공 아니면은 이제 공동 주인공, lead role or co-lead role를 맡았다고 합니다. All right, I'm going to read this one more time. Representation for women on screen in Hollywood had a record year in 2024 with female protagonists reaching parity with male protagonists in the top 100 grossing films of the year. That's it for the headlines.